Good afternoon. I'm too scared to show you my face because guess who's about to walk out in front of the road? We have a leopard. Hello, and with those tatty ears, straight away I think it's Mr. Mvula. But as he disappears in the long grass, let me very quickly get some housekeeping out of the way. Ooh, no waiting to get into the off-roading this afternoon, but it's not me just out and about. Of course, you've already met Ali and Gert. They're also driving around, but you'll meet them a little bit later. Let's go and see a bit more of this leopard. Now, whew, that's probably one of the most exciting starts I've had here yet at Safari Live. And here's the leopard. Now, I'm quite a big boy. But like I said, with those very, very tatty ears, they stand out like an absolute sore thumb. And being in this area, plus we know that Tingana is on a warthog kill in Chitwa. He was seen this morning on the Sunrise Safari with Ali and Gert, as well as Tandi being around and Kuchava also lurking about in the area. So my goodness, so that's the third leopard for the day. And it seems as though our old man, even though I say he's an old man, he's not that old, but I always just think of him as more senior to Tingana. He's looking for something to eat, and he's chosen a very, very, very good day to go about hunting. It's nice and cool, it's not too warm, and with this wind rustling, it's a predator's dream. Ideal conditions. You've seen how easily he's able to maneuver through the grass. He's not worrying about where he's putting his feet, because the wind will cover up any rustling that is caused by the grass, or if he stands and crunches down on a leaf. Now, I hope you are all sending in questions and all these types of things. Very exciting. Now, no one likes me. I don't like your name very much because I can't think that that's true. I'm sure somebody likes you. You're wondering how old this leopard is. I think he's around, if I'm not mistaken, 9 or 10, but maybe you can correct me. I haven't seen Mvula for I don't even know, months? Maybe at the beginning of the year was the last time that I got to see him. Maybe even last year. It's been that long ago, so I have actually forgotten. But he's not a particularly young leopard, but not quite as old as Kruger. But let's keep up with him before he heads down into these drainage lines, because once he heads down over here, our job is going to become very, very difficult to try and follow him. But we'll do our absolute best. So this is very nice. Whee! Lots of little shrubs. Where did you go? He's just standing in here. Are you going to lay down now? No, he's changed direction. Okay. Well, luckily for us, it seems as though we were off-roading in this section maybe a couple of months ago at one point, because there seems to be an old track here. I think he has spotted something up ahead, because every now and then he stops and he pauses and he has a look. So I want to actually try and stay behind him. We won't be able to get through there, so we'll have to make a way through here. Whew! This is so exciting. My goodness. Alice, did anybody confirm exactly how old Mvula is? If he is about 8 or 9? Okay, just be very careful here. Oh, this is going to be a disaster. Right, we've got thorn trees all over us. Sorry. Sebastian's just grabbing it. Are you ready? Yeah. 2005, so 12. There he is. He's just in here. 12 years old. So he's actually older than what I thought. I don't know why I thought he was only about 8 or 9. So he's an old man then, I suppose. He only shows it in his ears. I think the rest of him looks in pretty good nick. He doesn't look as sort of fit as Tingana does. He's definitely the prettier one. And a question from Mercedes, which is he still able to mate? Most certainly, of course he is. Now, he's not the dominant leopard in this area anymore. Tingana has taken the reign from him. However, if there are any females in estrus and they're nearby him, he's not going to just go, oh no, I can't mate with them at all. I have to leave it to Tingana. He's the dominant male. He'll try and sneak in as well. And we actually see this quite often. Tingana thinks he's very clever, but I think Mvula is quite smart. Because sometimes you'll see he'll kill something, and Tingana will come through. There won't even be an altercation about it, and he'll leave Tingana with a meal, and he'll go off and catch something else and then feast upon it still within the area. It's like he just gives them little treats every now and then, or he's paying rent, and that's his sort of quota that he's got to give every month. He's got to supply so many antelope to Tingana, and they're quite happy moving in between each other. Now, Mom Poli, you're wondering if Mvula has hunted something recently. It didn't look like it. It didn't look like he had a huge belly, but he doesn't look thin either. So he's probably eaten in the last 24 hours, 48 hours or so. And he's looking for his next meal now. I don't know what he's spotted. He's smelling something. He keeps putting his nose up towards the sky. And what a beautiful cat. So he's definitely after something. Again, lots of kudu, lots of steenbok, duiker, all those types of things in this area. I'm so glad we decided to come down this way. You know where we were going? We were going to do birding again in the guarri thickets. Right. Let's head up this way. Now, Eddie, as he walked past, you said his neck looked swollen. I just had a look at it now as Alice fed me that question. I didn't see anything particular. Again, I'm just pushing the small branches of a knobthorn that was pushed over. I've also now ripped my pants on the thorns. I don't think that his neck looked particularly swollen. He does have quite a large dewlap underneath his chin, which is excess skin. So that could maybe be what you're talking about. But it doesn't really look like that at all. But anyways, we got a bit of off-roading to do to catch up to him. I'm going to send you across to Ali so she can officially say hello and let her know what her plans are. In case you have just joined us, we are with Mvula, one of the male leopards, one of the older boys in this area. Now we've just gone down into a drainage line, when he's just about to. We went up and around, and I need to see if he is going to go down. Did he go down? I think he did. Now there's a spot that we can cross. We've just got to go back and then through. And I hope he carries on and does cross and doesn't walk parallel with this drainage line. Otherwise we're going to be in a whole lot of trouble. Okay, let's go down here. Then we won't be able to follow him. Now, the whole thing is I don't want to have to go in there because I know that there's lots and lots of trees. But we might be able to go through this way and around and then back in. So again, I'm so sorry if I don't turn around and look you all in your lovely eyes. I just need to focus my head forward so I can spot him. And then I've also, of course, try and find a spot to get down. I haven't seen any prey around here just yet. Not even a scrub hare has come running out of the bushes. No duiker just yet, but I think if he continues around here and the birds don't give his presence away, he might get lucky and find himself a meal. I hope he does. No, have you got him? Oh, is he shot through? Sorry, watch out. I've just got a massive hole here. Can you see him from here? No. I think I'm too low down. You won't get him from here. Okay, just watch that thorn tree, that knobthorn. I'll go. Yeah, this is a bit scary here with all the holes. I still can't see him. I think I'm a bit low. Have I got a big hole that side? So do I? But like how far away? Oh, that one over there. Yeah, definitely. There's nothing here. No, there's nothing here. Okay. I don't want to tip the car. We're going through drainage lines, and there's lots and lots of diggings down here. Where have you gone? You need to try and find this leopard. Oh, have you got him? Yeah. How far away is he? Is he coming down here?
He's going that way.
Okay.
No,
going east.
Yeah.
So he's here somewhere. Okay, I think what we're going to do though is we're going to keep searching for him and try and find a way to catch up with this leopard again. But I'm going to send you back across to Ali while we bundu bash. I'm not sure where Mvula's gone now. We lost him. Unfortunately, he was moving through this drainage system coming east. But we haven't been able to keep up with him. I have to move this little... There's a little insect or so sitting on your lens. So we've just positioned ourselves up here to have a look to see if we can see anything. Now, eventually we navigated out of the very thick block. My goodness, that was some serious off-roading that we did, and we gave it our best efforts to try and follow him, but we just weren't quick enough for Mvula. So he came east towards Galago Shortcut, and now he's somewhere in here. I haven't seen any tracks crossing over just yet. And this is the hard part, and the ground is very hard here. Right, let's go back again. We'll just keep going up and down, and hopefully we'll get him. But we can check around here a bit later, and also keep an eye out on the dam cam if you can, because he might go there, just cut through all these drainage lines and go all the way back around, or he's probably going to cross out north. Okay, he's moving through the block now. I just want to call it in on the radio. Stations have relocated on Mvula. We are just on the southern side of the first dip of Galago Shortcut. He's mobile now in a southeasterly direction. We're just going off-road. We're sort of between the shortcut road on the shortcut and just a little bit further east of that, northeast. I'll try and keep up with him. Right, okay. Just calling it in. Wonderful. How cool is this? Right? Alice, are you impressed that we managed to find him again?
I am impressed.
And Sebastian's impressed. Peyton, you said that you thought he may have given us the slip. You're quite right. I thought that he had given us the slip, and I was just about to say, right, we're giving up. We're moving out of the area now. We are going elsewhere. We'll go and find Tingana. So, Alice, if you'd like to tell Ali if she wants to go back to Tingana, she's more than welcome to. I'm going to try and stay with this man for as long as we can. He's just about to walk past an old buffalo carcass, which I presume the lions had many months ago. See how he's now changed direction completely. So we were going straight east. He's now going south. My goodness, he's really giving us the runaround. I'm hoping he goes straight towards Galago Pan. That would be nice if he goes and has a drink around there, which would be quite good. I am listening out for Lex too. Lex is back on drive. Let me go forward for you. So he wants to come into the sighting, and it would actually suit me a huge amount if he did come into the sighting, give us a helping hand in trying to follow him. Let's quickly go around. I don't want to get lost behind him again. I just have to find a gap. No. I think we can squeeze through there. No, we can't. We're going to go on the road and back in again. Woo! Okay, so that's good. We're not far from the pan. Gonna go in here. You we have to go a little bit of a way in. Go through that little mud wallow. Woo! And now we carry on with our off-roading adventure. Yay! It's not nice. Off-roading like this. It's very stressful. I'm expecting a puncture at some point. Please don't break anything. Pretty please. Good Rusty. Oh no, and thorns. The buffalo thorn and the knob thorns are a nightmare. And I can't see the leopard anymore. Please don't scratch me, please. Ow. Okay, we're through. Whew. That was tough. Can you see him yet, Seb? We should be coming out here somewhere. That was a risky maneuver that I did do, but I had to do it. I couldn't go and follow him. It was too thick. Oh no, don't. Not again. Okay, I've seen Lex, so he's coming to help us. Let's just have a look. Lex, if you got my visual, I lost him somewhere around here. He was coming back up towards my vehicle, but yeah, I haven't got visual of him just yet. Where did he go now? This is a tough one. We're all just scanning around us now. Just making sure. Seb, it was about here that he was coming. Do you think he might already be further up? It's such a tough one to try. It's such a gamble. I don't think so though, because he's moving so slowly. I mean, the fact that he's only popped out here now. So I want to turn the car and just see. I'm just going to talk to Lex very quickly. Lex, he was just in here and he changed direction. He was coming this way, but he's walking so slowly. So now I don't know where he is. But hopefully we get him again, because okay, great. So there we go. So we've got an extra pair of eyes and ears. So Lex is also going to drive in and look around. Let's just sit for a little bit. Oh, I can't believe I lost him. What a rookie error. I just couldn't go through that thick stuff again after what we went through about 25 minutes ago. Our vehicle, he's behind us. Cool. There we go. Have we got him? Are you keeping? Oh, there. He's laying in the grass. He's laughing at both Lex and I. That is so great. Ah, that's so wonderful. Talk about giving us the slip. That's wonderful. It's so great. You've got to have a sense of humor. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and keep this side, because I know Lex has often got keen photographic guests on his vehicle, so I just want to give them an opportunity. So we'll try and keep out of his way. I'm just going to turn the car slightly here. And he's right next to the car. So Lex can then go behind me, or if he wants to go around, he can maneuver wherever he likes. It's very important that we make sure our visitors from all over the world have a fantastic experience, and of course I want to make sure that you all have a fantastic experience too. But we've been lucky watching him the entire time. This is so great. Now, Bree, you've said that there's such, he's got very striking markings. He does, he's a beautiful cat. But like I said, you can just see he looks, like I said, to me he just doesn't look as athletic, you know, as Tingana does. Tingana is definitely a lot more muscly. He's not a small leopard, Mvula. He's definitely quite big, and I can imagine in his prime, my goodness, he would have been a force to reckon with. And I still think he'll give the youngsters a hiding, though he's past that. He doesn't seem to be too bothered. I think he's living the retirement life. He just wants to move in between other leopards and not cause any trouble at all. You'll see every now and then something grabs his attention. There are a lot of Franklins moving around, but I don't know if there's any impala at the pan. We did see those ones just further and slightly west of the pan. But maybe he's hearing them and he's around that side, and he'll go around that side because he's changed direction completely now. Let's see. He's listening very carefully, but look at those ears. The flies have really bitten them, and lots of ticks and things causing that. Bush Mum, you said that you particularly like his serrated ears. Look at him, he's walking right next to me. This is so cool. We're so lucky. This is now the second big cat encounter we've had today, and it just shows you he walked there himself. I didn't tell him to go there. He was quite happy to walk right around the car, not bothered with our presence at all. And that's amazing. There are very few places in South Africa that you can get a leopard interaction like you do in the Sabi Sands. This has got one of the densest populations for these cats too. So you come here, and I'm not saying that you're guaranteed to see a leopard, but you've got a very, very good chance of seeing one. Whew, how great is that? I'm so excited. Now I'm going to let Lex go in front quickly. We'll let him have a view. He would have had quite a nice view there as he sort of walked past. He walked into a beautiful gap, and then I'm sure everyone would have taken their sneaky photos. And I hope that you are also taking lots of screenshots as we sit and we enjoy this sighting. Remember to share them, hashtag Safari Live, or if you do have any questions for us, you can use that same hashtag. Okay, let's try and get up in front. Now that we've got someone following him from the back, it'll be much easier. Now, Colleen, you're wondering, what does the word Mvula mean? Well, Mvula in many of the African languages means rain, which is quite cool. This is the same little gap we're going to go through. I'm so sorry. No, we're not. We're refusing. I can't go back that way. It's so thick. So we'll let Lex go and then we'll go back around again. It slightly opens up, so we'll have a nice chance. And well, speaking of rain, these clouds don't look too promising either. It's very strange weather that we're having out here this afternoon. Quite miserable, in fact. Windy. It's not too cold yet. Woo, my goodness, that dove almost blew out of the sky. There's a couple of doves and they seem to get blown around with the wind. Okay, let's go around. Rusty, I know I've taken you on serious adventures today, so I'll be nice and we'll let Lex follow the cat. And we'll take the scenic way around and try and find an easier way in. I don't want to bash you up too much. Got to be nice to the cars sometimes. I can't always kick their tires and drive them through the thick bush, but they are made for this though. These vehicles are rough and tough, and they can quite easily maneuver through the stuff. It's quite nice that they're so small. They are nimble too, so you can squeeze through the gaps that a lot of the bigger vehicles can't, which is really quite nice. Makes it a lot easier for off-roading. Not necessarily more comfortable with the suspension, but definitely off-roading is quite nice. Okay. So they were just coming this way. We'll just keep an eye out for them from here. Try and navigate through some of these little thorns. Go through here. Don't mind those thorns too much off the acacias. It's the ones like the buffalo thorn and the knob thorns that are hooked. Oh, terrible. Oh, he's going to come out here, I reckon. Sorry. Put your head. Now we're on the road to Gallagher shortcut to the pad. So he should be in here. Yeah, I can see Lex's car. Oh, great. So we're just going to sit patiently now and wait for him to pop out. And hopefully he goes straight towards the pad and has a nice drink for all of us. We can smile, we can take nice photos, we can do all these wonderful things. Let's just see if we can see him coming through this side. Isn't that amazing? I honestly started the safari this afternoon going, I actually had a bit of a negative attitude, I must be honest. I thought, oh, it's windy and we're not going to see nice things and all of this. Have you got the visual of the cat? Oh, there he is. Let me go forward and we'll line him up nicely. We'll get him coming straight towards us. He's just off there, well spotted. And then we had the squirrel just before we went live, leaping off the tree, which was the most magnificent squirrel sighting I've ever had in my entire life. And it was so dramatic, especially because we were talking about flying squirrels this morning. So I thought that was actually just so fitting. There he is. He's just in the distance. And now, just as the show started, now I'm doing spoonerisms and swapping my words around, he popped out right in front of the car. He's going to pop out again. We just have to be patient and watch him. He's just thinking, let me go forward again. Although, no, this is a nice gap. If he does come to this termite mound, at least we'll have him out in the open. Here he comes. He's just where that fallen tree is. There we go. He's heading towards the termite mound. So, we know that the leopards at the moment are quite fond at checking in the termite mounds. And on a day like today, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Because it is windy, it is cold, the warthogs might be hiding out in their hidey holes. And if he sticks his head down a burrow, he could quite easily pull one out. And maybe that's what he's going to do. I'm going to go backwards for you, Seb. Is that all right? You can stay like that. You'll just see a bit of a shadow. Don't worry, that's just me getting you guys a good spot. Oh, no, he's going to sit. Okay, I think we'll just watch him from here, though. We'll let Lex get a spot and then we'll go in after him. So we'll make sure they can get a nice view. Like I said, we've been so lucky and we do want to be courteous to the people who have joined us and spent a large amount of money on coming on a safari. And we don't want to have too many cars moving around at once either. I always talk of this experiment we did where we laid down on the ground and we had 3 different vehicles driving around our heads. It was the most horrific experience. Okay, let's go in there. I think we can maybe find a better gap. So I couldn't hear anything and it was just great to sort of feel what the animals might be feeling. And now, you know, our hearing is really terrible in comparison to these big cats. You learn very quickly how important it is just to limit the movement. They're very tolerant of us. They don't mind us following them through the bush. You've quite clearly seen that. We're going to go all the way around. We'll come around the other side. And we have another gap. So he's very obliging. And we want to say thanks to that and give him the most pleasant experience. That's actually quite nice. I'll angle the car a bit better for you, Seb. How's that? How great is that? That is very, 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 very pretty to have a leopard sitting up on a termite mound next to a jackleberry. No, it's not a jackberry. I'm talking utter nonsense. It's a brachypetalis, a weeping boerbean. Beautiful. Hello, beautiful boy. And there does look like there is a den of some sort around here too at the base of the tree. Probably warthogs. Or maybe even a potential site for the hyenas. I don't know who's living in all these burrows. It's sometimes hard to, of course, keep track. But a lovely long tail. It's one of the most beautiful things, of course, about these big cats is their striking coloration. He is lovely. What a gorgeous animal. I'm glad we stuck with him and we didn't give up too soon, because otherwise we would have missed this and who knows what we would be doing. And we know Tingana was sitting in the long grass earlier, and hopefully he'll wake up and start feeding. Any word on Ali's plans, Alice? Has she decided? Is she going to go towards Chitwa? Oh, okay. We're going to see what Ali's plans are for the afternoon. It would be nice if we could get Tingana again. Like I said, though, I'm holding on to the sighting for as long as possible. This is nice. I haven't been able to spend quality time with a leopard from, finding it first go and then losing it and then finding it again. It's all very rewarding. So I think we've put in enough work to deserve a spot here for quite some time. But this is absolutely lovely. Very windy. And he looks like he's just taking a break now too. Okay, so it seems as though Ali is also going to go to a spotted cat. She's going to head down back towards Tingana. It'll probably be easier for her to relocate on him, seeing as she knows the exact spot that he was last seen him. But look at those flies on his ears. Can you see those little midge-like things? And those flies bite really, really sore. I saw a couple of them also flying around. Actually, I don't know if those are flies too. Oh, are they? They do look like it. Yeah, I can see their little wings sticking out. And they'll be drawing blood from Tingana. And I think he's just so used to it now, he puts up with them. I wouldn't be. I'd be shaking my head all the time. It's quite terrible. And you'll know that if you've got dogs at home, the flies do similar things to dogs' ears. I used to bite my horse's ears too. Wow, what a great day. I can't get over it. This is what you live for. This is what you wish every single safari is like. And it's sometimes nice when you don't have all the action every single day, because you really then do appreciate days like what we have. We've been lucky. Every day has been quite great in terms of sightings. Between Ali and I, we've seen an abundance of different creatures. Hey boy, I just hope you don't go to sleep now. I hope you continue on with your missions. It's so peaceful, just the wind rustling. He's very eager to catch something. He's sort of like the Nkuhumas the other night. Every time they heard a noise, they would get up and walk towards it, hoping that it would be a potential meal. I think he's feeling the same kind of hunger. He doesn't really show it too much, though. Like I said, his stomach is slightly saggy. You can see all that extra skin. And normally when they do gorge themselves, they blow up like a balloon. But you can't see his ribs just yet, or his vertebrae. So he's not dying for a meal. He'll still be okay for probably another day or so. And it might take him another 24 hours before he even catches something. Sometimes it's just nice to sit quietly and just appreciate what we're actually looking at. And then I'm also just going to rub it in a little bit that this is my job. Hey Mvula, don't you think it's unfair that you and I just get to live in the bush our whole lives and do amazing things. You entertain me. I'm sure I entertain you sometimes. You probably laugh at me when you give us the slip. And hopefully if you are watching at work, you're doing so and you're being sneaky, and we're providing some entertainment to your day. Now, where did you go, young man? Where did you go? We've got to get out of here again. Off he goes. Back towards the road and back towards the pan. He's just crossing now. We'll try and stick with him. I don't know how bad the off-roading is going to be through here. We'll do a little bit. There we go, good. Under there. Just watch that. Okie dokie. Well, we're going to keep bumbling about and try and get another view of Tingana, see where he goes. I'm going to send you across to Ellie, who is on her way to, well, the king of Djuma. He is quenches his thirst, and I'm taking illegal photographs because this is too pretty to pass up. My goodness, he's taking us through the bushes like you have no idea today. But we really have worked hard, and what a reward to finally see him having a drink of water. You good man, you. He really is a lovely leopard. He's put on a fantastic show, and even though we don't get to see him too often, it really is so nice when we do. He's got beautiful eyes too. He's got Tumba's eyes. He's a lovely, lovely, lovely old man, aren't you? Oh, you know those allergies. Achoo! Oh, excuse me. Oh, this dust, you know, it's just so terrible at this time of the year. Of course, I'm just teasing. I was just being quite sneaky and taking a picture. But it is lovely. You know, I haven't spent time with these animals for such a long time. I think I deserved it. I'm just going to pat myself on the back quickly. And he doesn't seem to be too concerned drinking at the water's edge. Normally when you see things like cheetah and leopard, of course, coming down, they often look over his shoulder. And he's doing that every now and then, but not a huge worry from him. Now, I don't know if you're going to hear him drinking. Now, Jenny, imagination from Indonesia. You're wondering if this is a man-made dam. It is indeed. It's a little pan. It's one of the pumped pans that we have. So we've got a little one up at Tayla Dam where the nest cam is. And then this one is just right behind Galago, which is one of the lodges on a Djuma private game reserve. So that's exactly where we are. But it's not a big one. It's just a little bit. There we go. I think he's done with drinking water now. Got that reflection. You can see the water's not particularly clean. Somebody's been in here and churned it all up. There have been impala, probably warthogs, maybe a buffalo or anything along those lines. And there's also some francolins walking straight towards them, some crested francolins. I don't know if they've seen the leopard yet. And we know this is now will be the second time we have seen silly francolins walking straight towards big cats. Remember, we had that family of about 7 walk towards the lions the other afternoon. And they're watching him, so they're not making a noise. Perhaps they've obviously seen him and they don't want to give away their presence. So we were definitely driving in the right areas, because this is the same route there go the francolins, just passing behind him. Quickly run! Right, let's go forward. We'll keep going. Ooh, this is so wonderful. What a fantastic afternoon. Yes, francolins, run, 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 as fast as you can. Tingana might be an old man, but I'm sure he could catch you if he really wanted to. And he's just stopped again. We'll have a quick look at him as he just starts to disappear down into the drainage. And now we're going to have to play leapfrog, I'm afraid, because there are the vehicles in the sighting. And if he goes down into this Tumbuti thicket, we're not going to be able to follow him. We'll have to wait for him to come out on the other side. So that might mean ages of staring into the bushes. But it'll be worth it, I can promise you. That's exactly what he's doing. Down into the drainage line towards the Tumbutis, hoping to find a meal. But I'm going to send you back across now to Ali and see what she's got for you.
Yeah.
Got him. There we go. Look. Naughty.
You can show the lodge.
There's one of the rooms. How great is that? Imagine you're just having a gin and tonic or perhaps a cool drink of some sort, relaxing on your deck. Or is he just on the outside? No, I think he's actually just on the outside of the fence. Yeah, he's not in. But he can go in if he wants to. And then having this walk right past. Isn't that great? He's just there. The impala, the nyala, the bushbuck, they all jumped straight over this fence. And again, it's not a bad spot to come and look for some prey. It is very windy. The animals don't like the wind, so they'll be looking for a bit of shelter so that they can hear everything around them a bit better. But will the wind be enough to hide Tingana and Mvula? And will he be able to capture something? There's normally a lot of inyala around here, also bushbuck. Let's see, he might come up towards us. Goodness, he's the master of hiding. I actually think he might have the title from Tingana of the hide-and-seek champion. Yesterday, Tesla said that Tingana was the hide-and-seek champion. I think that's not the case. I think it's actually Mvula. There we go. How's that for a shot? That's so cool. That's an amazing thing about coming out on safari, and particularly these areas where your camp is surrounded by big five terrain, and all you can see things like this. It's a common sight in the sands. In fact, the leopards are well acquainted with the lodges, and any guide that's worked in the Sabi sands is not a stranger to facing a spotted cat, whether it's on the walkway or perhaps just drinking from the lodge pool. That's also a very common sight. Even sleeping on the couches outside. They're known to do things like that. They're not afraid. Look at Votumi, for example. He lives around in Koro. Hello, beautiful boy. Yes, look at those eyes, turning back and giving us a glance. Well-trained leopard, this one. You can see he knows the ropes. He's not inexperienced. I feel like it's inbred into the Sabi sand leopards. They just know how to pose so well. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go around quickly. Quickly. Meow. We'll go all the way around here. I know a sneaky spot through because I've driven this route I don't know how many times coming to look for things. And this is what helps, is that the more of these off-road adventures I take you on, the quicker the route I can find of way in, because I would have driven in and around here. I did this the other day. Just watch this buffalo thorn. Okay, and then we gotta go. Is it this way? Might be. Maybe I've gotten too eager. I'm just trying to see where, if it was down here. It was one of these ways. I think it was this way around. Yes. Where is he? Oh, yeah. Great. Great stuff. Roll on in. Hello, beautiful. But there he is indeed. Which way are you going to go now, mister? Are you going to pose nicely and walk over the top of that tree? Perhaps. Or no? Are you going to step on it? Yes, you lovely boy. He did exactly what I asked him to do. But he outsmarted us, Sebastian. He's too clever. We're going to have to go around. No, I'm going to go over that and back around this way. Please be a spot to go up. Please don't be too tricky. Yeah, not the greatest, but we'll take it. Sorry, I make all sorts of strange noises when I drive. It's as if I'm actually working hard. I'm not doing anything. The car's doing all the work. Come on, Rusty, you can get over there. That's easy. Maybe I must click at it like a horse. Where's he gone? He's on the termite mound right above us. Now I'm just trying to quickly navigate through here. Sorry, quarry tree. I don't want to drive over you. I just want you to move next to the car. Yes, there we go. I don't see... Oh, there he is. Aha. Now we've got another view straight in front of us. You sneaky little boy, you. And off he goes again. So he's not going towards Tayla Dam now, sorry. He's had his drink of water. He won't need to have another drink. Though it's a good spot to potentially find animals if he goes back that way. Come on. Don't fail me now, Rusty. Okay. Ah, lovely. It seems as though Ellie has arrived at her destination. I need to get ourselves out of this prickly spot. Ellie is now with Tingana. Let's go see how he's doing. He's right here. He's just sitting right next to this car. We'll go this way around. We won't be doing any extravagant off-roading, as you can imagine. I'm just trying to figure out how we're actually going to get a view. Can you just see him? I just don't want to block his view here. We're going to have to do that gap. That little gap between. He's just in there. Look how camouflaged he is. You can barely even see him, and we saw how well camouflaged works earlier with Ellie and Tingana hiding in the long grass. And you can see how even more camouflaged he is also in this golden yellow grass. Now he's alert, he's very alert. He's been like this for pretty much the entire afternoon. He's actively searching out for something to eat. And if you have just joined us, perhaps you were busy at work, maybe your day is just coming to an end, or maybe it's lunchtime now. This is Mvula that we're looking at, so it's not the same leopard that Ali's got. We found him earlier today, right at the beginning of the show, literally right as we started, about 10 seconds before. He, as they were counting us down before they say, you're alive, or live, depending on who's directing. And he popped out around the corner, which was really cool. No, he's just listening. I'm also scanning in the direction that he's looking at, but I can't see anything just yet. I can hear a couple of drongos in the distance making a bit of noise. But other than that, I don't see anything just yet. Also just listening to see if I can maybe hear anything, but it's making it very difficult to hear anything with all of this wind rustling through the grass and the leaves. Now, I know it's not the greatest view of him, but I think potentially we've got a better spot because he's actually looking in this direction. So it doesn't matter where we park, he's still going to be hidden behind the grass. There we go, this is beautiful. Right, so someone has actually pulled out of the sighting, which is quite nice for us, which means that there is a spot available if anybody wants to come and we won't feel pressured to move, which is good. There's more than enough space to put 3 vehicles here. And he doesn't seem to mind them at all. My goodness, I now just smell like petrol. It's so fantastic. It's really quite nice. Now, at some point we are going to have to put our infrared light on because it's very dark. Now, Natalie, you're wondering how do we keep the animals from noticing us and reacting to us? Well, you see, the whole thing started about almost 30 years ago when they first started to interact with, interacting with vehicles and the various animals. And it took quite a long time for the cats to become habituated to the vehicles, as well as the elephants, the rhinos, the buffalo, and all the rest of the wonderful creatures that roam the greater Kruger National Park. So because we've been doing it for such a long time, a lot of these cats are born and don't know life any different without vehicles, so they really just do go about their day. Some leopards are a little bit more skittish than others, and often young cats are nervous of us, and they'll learn from their parents' behavior. So typically if you have a mom, or a female leopard, sorry, that's quite relaxed around cars, her offspring will take after that. Unless they've had any bad experiences, then you can imagine that will definitely affect them. And that's why the habituation process, of these cats is so important. And it's very important that you're quite sensitive when they are young and ensure that they don't have any bad experiences, because it will affect them when they're older. For instance, look at Kuchava. Kuchava means skittish, and that's Tandi's older daughter, who's also been causing quite a stir at the moment. And she was very nervous of the cars, I believe, when she was younger, and now she doesn't seem to mind the vehicles at all. She actually made a kill with a friend of mine that was visiting at Chitwa Plains, and he's a photographic guide, and he was very fortunate enough to see his first leopard kill from start to finish made by Kuchava. I think she caught a Nyala, which is amazing. So it just goes to show that a little bit of patience. As she got older, she became a lot more relaxed around the vehicles. So some cats just take a bit longer. Lions, on the other hand, my goodness, they're the easiest ones to habituate. The little cubs are quite naughty. They often come walking right up to your car when they're only a few weeks old. I think, okay, should we reposition now? Everybody's left us. We're on our own again with this cat. I'm just going to go slightly further forward, not too much. Oh, what are you doing? What is he seeing? Right, I don't know what he has seen, but he's got excited about something. I'm going to send you back across to Ali and see what the king is up to. Still black and white. He's sleeping in the grass at the moment. He's taking a break. I think he is exhausted, as you can see. He's staring off into the distance, so we've decided to just come around this way to see if we can spot what he was looking at earlier. But it doesn't seem like there's much. I also had a shine of the spotlight to see if I could maybe spot some reflecting eyes in the far distance, but I couldn't. So I think he's just really taking this opportunity to have a little break. It's a good spot if something does come walking out into the area. He could then go out and use all the long grass. He's got a termite mound for a bit of cover. He's got this fallen tree. So there are many, many different things that he can, of course, use to hide himself. But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any impala or anything coming this way. And I'm too scared to go off-road anymore with this car, because I don't know if it's leaking while we're sitting here. Let me put the... no, it doesn't look like the fuel has dropped too much more. But we also won't really know, so we're sort of kind of stuck here at the moment. But I don't think he's going to stay down for too long. I think his stomach will eventually get the best of him. And he will keep moving, searching for something to feast on. I wonder if he knows that Tingana's not here, and that's why he's being so brave and hanging around on his territory for quite a bit of time. And normally when Mvula comes through here, he sneaks through. He doesn't stay on the property for long at all. It's just in and out. He uses it sort of as a thoroughfare between Simambili and Buffelshoek. Like I said, I was saying earlier, I didn't really go into too much about it though. He's been seen almost every single day by some of the Buffelshoek stations, and I'm sure the guides in the Manuleti, but he's been living around Sydney's dam and then just north of the dam wall too, around there. What was that? Let's take a step back. Let's go back onto the road and see if we can reposition. I just don't want to go all the way around again. Stay on an area where it's nice and open. But it's pitch black though. Very, very dark. Now, this is quite an amazing feeling, of course. He's just down to the right of us. And tomorrow, you were saying you couldn't imagine what it must feel like to sit in the dark with a male leopard. It's an interesting feeling. When he's just sitting like this, I must admit, you don't get too excited. But as soon as those ears prick up, or when he does move through thick vegetation, it definitely gets the adrenaline pumping through your veins. Because you never know what might just shoot out. Well, you don't know what animals are going to be around the next corner, or when he's going to make his next move. Like I said, now he's waiting for something to come towards him. And I don't know what he's hoping to catch. There's going to be a number of different animal species that live around in this area. But it seems to be very quiet. As we drove up here, I didn't see any impala. We did see impala around here this morning, though, in this area. So maybe they start moving in Very, very quiet though now. And it seems as though they do have the Nkuhuma lions. I unfortunately haven't been on the radio very long today, as I didn't hear any of the updates. I also didn't find out what they killed, or if they did kill anything. I'll have to have a chat to the guards a little bit later. I think a lot of them have stopped for sundowners now, so they're not on the radio. So there's lots of things happening at the moment, which is very exciting for us, of course. Let's hope that tomorrow morning is going to be a similar event, where we get to see loads and loads of different cats again. Maybe the Nkuhumas come back. Mvula, I don't think, will be around yet unless he makes a big kill. Like I said, he won't stay on the property for too long. Ali will have to keep you updated as to how much longer she thinks Tingana is going to be on that kill for. Especially if Tandi's around, he might be sharing his kill with her. It's definitely not an uncommon sight in the Sabi sands to have various leopards feeding on each other's kills, especially if a female is coming into estrus. I have also seen it before with a leopard named Mashabeni and Little Bush, where they were actually seen moving around together in the morning, and then they ended up hunting together and feeding on an antelope of some sort. I've forgotten what it was, but they feasted upon that together, which was quite amazing. So he might do that. It'll be just interesting to see what happens if Kuchava comes back again after Mom has sent her packing, if she's going to come back and try and cause nonsense. But it's also about that time that Kuchava comes into heat, into estrus, and starts mating. But I hope that she mates with Quarantine, because I think the two of them would make gorgeous offspring. Can you imagine? Kuchava's a beautiful looking leopard too, and well, Quarantine, if you have seen him, if you haven't had the pleasure of meeting Quarantine yet, you might have to ask very nicely if anyone will share a picture or two of that beautiful boy, and we can hashtag Safari Life. Though we don't have much longer to go. I believe we've only got 10 minutes left. This drive has absolutely flown by. Feels like we just started an hour ago. Just relax. And the wind is dying down now, so he actually better get a move on and get stalking and find something. Otherwise, it's just going to be more and more difficult for him to make a kill. Right, let's go back across though to Ali, who's still with Tingana.